Hi there. In my last video, I talked about how the game view is generated with a Swing framework. This is our code. Okay, and in our game view, we have a moving tank, which shoots at enemy. So in this section, we want to make a group of enemies and make them move. So let's get started. Um, we store those enemy locations in a collection, and that collection need to be accessed by the swing and even the dispatching thread, and we also need to create a updater thread, so it's a multi-threaded problem. Happily, there is already such kind of code taking care of the multi-threading game engine. Let's open this mutable point. We represent our enemy position in this mutable point. Okay, remove this public because only one public class is allowed in a Java file. And since our point is mutable, we needed to got access into it. So here is a monitor class. We got all the access to that mutable point with this monitor class. And here you see all the getter setter is synchronized, and when you get a set, you always copy the snapshot of the location, or the location, and yeah, that's how the thread safety came from. Okay, let's fix the import. Now we have a monitor class and monitor our locations. Let's add those locations into our game board. Okay, we have a new hash map. And let's create a group of enemies. Into I equals 0, let's create a 5 enemy. I plus. Okay, and let's create a mutable point. Okay, new mutable point. And once we have a mutable point, we can add it to our locations. Put and give it the ID. Say it's tank I, and the venue is P. Now we are good. One thing we need to mention is those mutable points. We don't want them to be in the same location. We want them to be in a different location. Where we want to put them depend on which tank it is. And I want to use this tank wise. So let's change the signature public static, so those variables can be used outside of this game board class. Okay, now we can use those variables. Let's say the tank white, and give it some space. Now for the py, we want to add it as game board and tank height. Also give it some space. And we need to take care of another property of the mutable point. Mutable point need to know if our enemy is still alive. So let's add that field. Public boolean alive. And by default, that alive is true. And when you set that, when you copy, you also copy that field. Equal p alive. And also you need to change the setters. Okay. Now we have this mutable point modified. Let's go back to our our initiator. Okay, well, we are all set because we already had the default value is true. Now we have a group of enemies. Let's use a monitor to manage their access so that they can be used in a thread safe way. Okay, we created those enemies and give it a monitor, and the game board need to get those locations and render them. So let's change the signature a little bit. Private, okay, and let's passing that variable. This empty equal empty. Now, when you trying to repaint, instead of just paint one, we can paint a group. So for mutable point p, and t get locations, and you want the values, and so this is one enemy. Now you have a group. Okay, if p alive, then you render it x and py. Okay, same thing happening in the cleaned. So for string ID, and you want to the empty get locations, and give them entry set, and not entry set, key set. Okay, now you know their ID, and you want to verify if they overlap. So mutable point p equal empty get location. You get this mutable point, and you want to tell if they have overlap. So this px py overlap with the laser beam, and then you set it at that. Empty set location ID px, and oh no, once it is dead, you want to move it out of the screen. You don't want to keep their dead body around. So set it to false. You want to set it. You don't want to just modify p because you pass in a snapshot, and the empty make a copy to update. Now we should be all good. We should have a group of enemies. Okay, should you? And you die. Okay, in next section, we will make them move by creating an updater thread. At the end of this recording, let's see if I get any troops reprinting. Oh no, whatever.